So, who's ready for me to potentially turn their favorite childhood show dark? I know I am. Just a friendly reminder though, these are just theories and I didn't make them up or else I would have way too much time on my hands. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the top 10 scary Ben 10 theories. So the Ben 10 franchise has multiple series. It started off with just Ben 10, and then we have Ben 10 Alien Force, Ben 10 Ultimate Alien, Ben 10 Omniverse, and so on. Then you have multiple films that were made, including some interesting live action ones. But all of these surround Ben, his grandpa Max, and his cousin Gwen. On vacation with his grandpa and cousin, Ben comes across an alien pod containing the OMNITRIX, a watch-type device that allows him to shapeshift into aliens. Each alien has their own set of skills and helps Ben against supernatural and alien forces. Starting off this countdown, we have the shape-shifting alien. With the power of the OMNITRIX, Ben can transform himself into numerous aliens. Some of his notable alien transformations include Diamond Head, Stinkfly, and Shock Rock. But people theorize that Ben in fact was always alien and never a human. So the theory goes that because of the ongoing war between aliens in space, Ben was sent down to Earth with his alien family. If they have power to transform into different aliens, then they also have the power to hide out in a human body. So they transformed into humans and then came to Earth. When Ben found the OMNITRIX, it latched onto him because he's an alien. He was the closest thing in range, so it latched onto him. However, if it was an actual human, then it wouldn't have done anything or even worked. Because why would humans be able to use alien technology? So Ben and his family are aliens. To prove this, in Ben 10 Alien Force, it is revealed that Gwen's powers and abilities are from alien descent from her grandmother, Verdona. Like, hello, their grandmother is an alien, and so she gave birth to other aliens. In our ninth spot, we have the Ben 10 comic. So this theory states that the whole Ben 10 series is actually just a comic book series written by Ben's cousin Gwen. In the episode Goodbye and Good Riddance, after the title sequence, it shows a comic book. The camera zooms in, the comic book opens, and the scene that's being depicted starts. The same thing happens at the end of the episode. The episode finishes, it turns into a comic book page, and then the narrator addresses the audience out. There was another episode that did this as well, titled Ben 10,000. Other typical Ben 10 episodes don't have this. Well, it is said that these episodes clearly point out that the series takes place in a comic book series. But who is the author? Well, people theorize that it's Gwen. She made these comic series for Ben on their vacation so that he wouldn't be bored. Or maybe they both wrote it together during that trip. Moving on at number 8, we have the accident. Alright, so in the first episode, Ben makes a wish on a shooting star, wishing that he won't have a boring summer. From there, the shooting star appears to be an alien pod that contains the OMNITRIX. Well, this theory believes that Ben was actually hit by something that fell from the sky, which knocked him unconscious. But don't worry, this isn't another "they were all in a coma" theory, it's not. So when Ben woke up, he was badly injured, so he stayed inside the van the rest of the trip and just used his imagination to make his summer less boring. So here's some evidence to support this. In the show, when the object makes contact with the ground, it's super loud and bright. Why didn't Max or Gwen hear this? That's because it didn't happen. Then throughout the series, it's shown that Ben is a fan of comics and video games. In fact, the first character that he turns into is Headblast. Doesn't Headblast's face kind of resemble Iron Man's mask? And he can shoot flames out of his hands. Iron Man shoots lasers from his hands. So maybe he just imagines himself as other characters from his favorite comics. And lastly, the series starts with Ben being 10 years old. At that age, kids tend to have an attachment to their electronic devices, and they rather stay in and watch TV and game all day than get some fresh air. So Ben compromises by imagining all this video game stuff is happening. In our 7th spot, we have the OMNITRIX's simulation. So people believe that Ben's life is an entire simulation. To begin, they claim that during Ben's time on Earth, alien species came to inhabit it because their species were dying. They came to Earth to survive and create new colonies. Before humanity ended, the Philoticus biopsis, which are mosquito-looking creatures, collected a sample of Ben's DNA. When the end of the world hit, Ben's DNA was reanimated. So basically, Ben is not alive. He's just participating in a simulation of his old home. It also simulated other dimensions, which explains the series Ben 10 Omniverse. So yeah, we don't ever have to worry about Ben dying because he's not real. And he's a cartoon. Moving on to number 6, we have Ben is Beast Boy from Teen Titans Go. Ah, man, Teen Titans Go. That was another really good cartoon. Well, people have noticed some similarities between Ben and Beast Boy. First off, they both have the same ability to transform into different creatures. And second, they both have shaggy hair. Then they both have green eyes and are primarily associated with the color green. So could it be that they're just one and the same? Maybe after years of Ben wearing the OMNITRIX, he actually evolved into a beast-like creature. Since humans have a shorter lifespan than aliens, the watch ended up mutating into him so he could live forever as a creature. Also, Beast Boy's parents got killed in a boating accident. Really? Boating accident? It was probably that Ben could live since he was transformed into Beast Boy, while he watched all his friends and family die around him. I mean, the similarities are there, but I don't personally buy this one. But who do you think would win in a fight, Beast Boy or Ben 10? Comment down below. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the death of Ben. So this theory is just quite random, but it's still dark. So in season 1, episode 7, Ben, Max, and Gwen go to New York. While checking into their hotel, Ben sees that there is a new Sumo Slammer game being tested in the hotel. But the entrance is being blocked by this big bodyguard. Ben ends up turning into Ghost Freak to sneak inside and play the game. That's when the guard catches him. Ben's final words are, "Uh-oh, game over." Then the screen cuts to black. Well, people theorize that Ben didn't just get kicked out of the hotel, that something more sinister happened. So they believe that the guard in fact assaulted Ben or beat him up until he was knocked unconscious. I mean, the dude is pretty big and tough looking, so it could be possible. Making our way down the list at number 4, we have the OMNITRIX is alive. The OMNITRIX that is on Ben's wrist is alive and evil. Well, at least that's what people think. They believe that the watch is alive and chooses what creature he turns into. That's why in some of the episodes, Ben clicks on one monster but gets turned into another, which is not helpful in the current situation. This was done maliciously by the watch to try and kill Ben. For example, in one episode, Ben is turned into Ripjaws in the middle of the desert. Ripjaws is an aquatic type creature. Clearly the desert isn't the place for him. So how did the OMNITRIX become alive? Well, with all the DNA that it gathers, chances are it could have mutated and obtained its own identity. Ben is a hero, doesn't mean that the watch is. Moving on to number 3, we have Ben is violent. So turns out Ben might be the biggest threat of them all. So the OMNITRIX is said to be a tool to teach Ben about different species. In fact, it is said that its main purpose was to teach others about alien life and species and not to be used as a crime-fighting tool. But Ben, instead of using it for educational purposes, uses it to destroy other aliens. Now, what if these aliens weren't even a threat to Earth? They were just lashing out because they knew Ben was going to use this watch for bad. So Ben uses the OMNITRIX to fight crime instead of its main importance, which was bridging the understanding between humans and aliens so we can coexist in peace. But no, Ben decides to use it for combat, aka he's a super violent killer. In our second spot, we have Ben 10 is a metaphor. This next theory states that the entire Ben 10 show is just a big metaphor for growing up. So let's examine this in depth. You have Ben, a little 10-year-old, who learns how to mature and be responsible through the aliens he transforms into. Aliens are thought to symbolize puberty. Just like how when kids hit puberty, they're overwhelmed with different emotions and different experiences. Because of these aliens, he becomes stronger, faster, and mentally tougher, all which can happen during puberty. Now, each alien is said to teach him different things. Echo Echo is his changing voice. Humongosaur is his growth spurts. Chromastone is supposed to symbolize acne since he's covered in red type crystals, and Stinkfly is his body odor. Those are just some of them. Then the villains represent the struggles you face when growing up. Like Dr. Nemo, which is said to represent Ben's fear of doctors, and Charmcaster, which symbolizes the mean cool girl in school that may bully Ben. So there you have it. The whole series is just about Ben developing and going through puberty. And And in our number 1 spot, we have the OMNITRIX is a killer. That's right, this theory surrounds the idea that the OMNITRIX is in fact killing Ben. So let's look at the facts. Every time that Ben is turned into an alien, his DNA is merged with the aliens. In fact, an article written on Ben 10 states that the selected alien's DNA is merged with the wearer's DNA, transforming the user into the selected alien. Meaning, Ben's DNA is being damaged every time he transforms and reverses. So let's get scientific for a second. So every time a cell divides, the telomeres, which are located at the end of chromosomes, are said to get damaged and get shorter. If the telomeres get too short, then it will cause our cells to age and stop functioning properly. This could cause Ben to get really weak and sick, eventually dying as a result of transforming too many times. And that's it for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shoutouts. I'll be shouting out more comments from my video Top 10 Scary Sesame Street Theories. Glitch Gaming commented, I just got over my fear of Elmo. It was caused by my friends when they had taken the fur off a toy Elmo and they would move him around the house at night, and now I have that fear again. Wow, so they skinned Elmo? Okay, that's pretty terrifying. I would be scared of that too. Sorry that I scared you, but wow. GenX86 commented, just saying, if I saw some kid or anyone at a playground with a broom shouting, tell me how to get to Sesame Street, I'd call the authorities. Right? Like they would seem like they're part of some witch cult or performing some satanic rituals, but it would also be really funny just seeing them with like brooms at the park. The 2 gamers commented, oh god. Number 9, she literally looks like she has those big ears shown in the background. It has me cracking up. Great editing job. I don't think that was done on purpose, but if you look back, it's great. Love it. It's my favorite photo ever. Like it's just perfectly aligned. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today. Don't forget to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see you.